Hi guys, I have been testing out 12 of the most popular lip SPF products, and today I'm going to let you know which ones are actually worth buying, which ones taste like absolute garbage, because there are many of those. I have been great about wearing sunscreen on my face every day for years. Lip sunscreen, not so much, because as I'm sure you know, if you've ever tried a lip sunscreen, most of them taste terrible, or generally just feel or look kind of gross. So I was determined to find a lip SPF that doesn't dry out my lips, doesn't taste bad, and that I actually enjoy wearing every day, because my new goal is to wear sunscreen on my lips every day. And I'm happy to say that I found at least 3 that I love wearing. I'm gonna rank these from my least favorite to my favorite. You'll also get to see demos of all of them, what they look like on the lips. So let's just hop right in, starting with my least favorites. Honestly, the bottom 6 all taste bad. So these are kind of ranked in no particular order because to me, if they taste bad, they're just unusable. So I'm just going to go through these kind of quickly. When I say they taste bad, what I mean is they have that bitter chemical sunscreen taste. I feel like I'm extra sensitive to that taste. It almost gives me a headache, so I just cannot with these. So starting with my lowest ranked one, although like I said, they're kind of in no particular order because they're all bad. This is the Coola Original Liplux. This one retails for $12, so it's a pretty affordable price. I have the untinted version, but it does also come in a tinted version that's kind of like a rosy color. It's just a really hard, waxy stick, and I don't love the experience of applying that kind of lip balm to my lips. It does have a really light, maybe kind of fruity vanilla sort of scent, but it's very subtle, and that doesn't really do anything to cover up the sunscreen taste. I do like the packaging of this a lot. It's a metal tube, and the lid actually screws on, so if you try to push it on, it won't work. So just so you know, I learned that the hard way. You do have to twist it on and off. It does feel really nice and luxe, and I do like that this is water resistant, but unfortunately it tastes so bad that I can't even stand to wear it. I feel pretty much the exact same way about my number 11. This is the Supergoop SPF 30 Lip Shield. I have the coconut flavor. It does come also in mint and strawberry. The coconut flavor is very, very mild. Like, I barely even smell coconut in this. This is another just kind of chapsticky lip balm. Kind of waxy, doesn't give much like shine or moisture to the lips really, and it also is water resistant, which is great. I love that, but unfortunately it just tastes so bad that I can't even wear it. Next up at number 10 is the K-Skin Isle Lip Balm with SPF 30. This one comes in 3 shades and then also a clear version. I chose the shade Ivory Rose, which is a really beautiful rosy pink color. This does have a sort of like warm vanilla sugar kind of scent to it, which is really pleasant. Like, it doesn't smell like sunscreen at all, but once it is on my lips, whoa. The bitter sunscreen taste that this has is honestly sickening. Like, I cannot stand it. It's unfortunate because this looks really beautiful on the lips. It's a really thick, kind of sticky gloss, which I don't always mind. It can be a little bit gloopy as you apply it. Honestly, I think this type of formula will be better with a doe foot rather than a squeeze tube, because the squeeze tube is just, it's so gloopy to apply. But once it's on evenly, it looks beautiful. I love the kind of translucent rosy tint that it has. Oh wait, this one is water resistant. What? Okay. I just realized on the back it says this one is water resistant 40 minutes, so that's nice. Again, unfortunately, even though the packaging is so cute and aesthetic, it's just unwearable. It's really unwearable. It tastes so bad. I cannot imagine anybody being able to wear this. Like, I really can't. I guess if you're just not sensitive to that sunscreen flavor, then, I mean, you don't even need this video because there are tons of options out there for you, but yeah, I cannot recommend that one. Next in line at number 9, I have the Black Girl Sunscreen Make It Pop Sun Gloss SPF 50. This is one of the highest SPF ones today, so I do like that. This is just a clear gloss and it only comes in this one shade. Only $11, which is a great price. It doesn't have any sort of fragrance or flavor or anything, but the taste on this is just, I mean, it's the same as all the other ones that are ranked this low. Yeah, I can even just smell the sunscreen like without even applying it. Again, this one looks really pretty on the lips. It's a really nice kind of glassy gloss. It has a nice thickness to it, but it's not super sticky. Feels really nourishing, but again, I just can't get past that taste, so I wouldn't recommend this one either. Next up at number 8, another one I wouldn't recommend is the Hello Sunday, the one for your lips, SPF 50. This is actually the only one that also has a PA rating. This has a PA of 4+, which I believe is the highest PA rating a sunscreen can have. This one confused me a little bit at first, because at first I didn't taste the sunscreen taste. Like, the sunscreen taste of this is not quite as strong as some of these other chemical ones because it has a really strong kind of strawberry flavor. It smells really good. Like, I love that flavor. It smells really nice, like almost like a lip smacker or something. But unfortunately, after I've had it on for about 15 minutes, that sunscreen taste starts to just creep into my mouth. And yeah, not a fan of that. It's only $12, so great price on this one. I got mine at Sephora. All of these are available at either Ulta or Sephora. I found the texture of this one kind of thin and greasy, and it just didn't feel like it stayed on my lips for a very long time. And also, once it wore off, my lips were more dry than they were before I applied it. So yeah, this one was just all around not great, even though at first I thought it was really promising because I was like, ooh, I don't really taste much sunscreen, but no, don't be fooled. The sunscreen taste does come. It just takes a little bit longer. But yeah, it's a shame. I've heard really good things about this one. I know it works well for some people. Maybe, again, if you're just not super sensitive to a sunscreen taste, then maybe you would like it. This next one at number 7, I wanted to like this one so badly. This is the Vacation Chardonnay SPF 30 Lip Oil. I love Vacation's branding. Just the whole vibe of the brand is so fun to me. Everything is so vintage looking. So this is a lip oil, and it really does have the texture of a true lip oil. And it has a really nice scent at first. It's kind of like a caramely sort of scent. I guess it's supposed to smell like Chardonnay. What does Chardonnay smell like? I don't know. It doesn't really smell like alcohol to me. It just smells kind of like one of those, what is it called? Werthers? Those hard candies that like grandmas always have in their purse. That's kind of what it smells like. And I do like that smell. Kind of like the Hello Sunday one. At first I was like, ooh, this is promising. Like, it doesn't really taste super sunscreeny at first. But again, after I've had it on for like 15 minutes to half an hour, I start to taste that sunscreen. And this is another one like the Hello Sunday, where at first I was like, oh, maybe it doesn't taste like sunscreen. Like, it kind of, like that really strong flavor is enough to mask it at first. But once I've had it on for like 15 minutes to half an hour, the sunscreen taste starts to just wander into my mouth. And then once I've tasted it, I can't untaste it. Sad about that one. I really wanted to like it. So those are my bottom 6. And honestly, those are all the ones that I just would not recommend because they all have a varying degree of that sunscreen taste. So let's get to the top 6, and these are the ones that I actually think are worth trying depending on what you're looking for. Most of these, no surprise, are mineral because mineral sunscreens just aren't going to have that chemical sunscreen taste. However, there is one that we'll get to later on that is chemical that to me does not have any taste. But first, we have another one from Supergoop in the number 6 spot. This is the Supergoop Lipshade, and this is a 100% mineral, just has zinc oxide. All of these mineral ones have just zinc oxide. This one also has a PA rating. I thought that the Hello Sunday was the only one that did. This one has a PA of 3 pluses, so not as high as it could be, but still pretty good. So this is a lipstick. Like, this is a lipstick with SPF in it. It comes in 5 shades. They're all very bright, bold shades. I chose the shade High 5, which they describe as a warm terracotta. This is a completely opaque lipstick to me. It has a really subtle minty scent, which I find really pleasant. I think this is great if you're looking for an actual lipstick with SPF. I just wish they would come out with some nude shades because I personally, like, if I'm gonna wear a lipstick, it's 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be nude. And this is just a really bold color that I'm not gonna wear very often, but I do think it's nice and unique. I really don't know of any other like lipstick products that have sunscreen in them, so it would be a good one to check out if you're a fan of bold lip colors. At number 5, we have the most affordable one of the lineup by far. This is the Sun Balm SPF 30 Mineral Sunscreen Lip Balm. This retails for only $4. This is actually the one that I have been using for the past like 2 years, and it's just not my favorite. I never was like just excited to put this on. What I like about this is that because it's mineral, there is no taste. I don't think they've added any sort of fragrance or flavor to this. Really just doesn't really smell like anything. But the other thing, also because it's mineral, there's no tint to this, so it is just a pure white. And when I really layer this on my lips, which I want to do if I'm applying SPF, I want to get like a good solid layer of it on there, it leaves a white cast for sure on my lips. And on my skin tone, it almost looks like I went for kind of like a cool baby pink or like milky pink tinted lip balm or something, but it's still really stark looking on me. I just feel like it almost makes me look a little bit sick. Like it makes my lips look kind of blue, and it's like, are you okay? Are you about to faint? So instead, I would normally just apply like a thin layer, but then, you know, I don't know if I'm getting the full SPF 30 protection. So I really just wish they would come out with some tinted shades of this, because then it would be great. Then I would be happy to wear it. So then at number 4, I have the Nudestix Nudescreen Lip Primer SPF 30. This one is another mineral sunscreen. This is a really interesting product because they market it as a lip primer. So you can wear this under other lip products if you just want to add a layer of sunscreen underneath. The thing is, it has a really strong tint to it, and it only comes in one shade, and it's this really warm beige color. I like that color on myself, but I definitely don't think everybody is going to like this exact shade. It's very opaque too. Like it's almost, it comes out of a squeeze tube, but it really, once it's on, it feels like a cream lipstick. It does kind of feel like it sets down on my lips a little bit. It doesn't dry completely to a matte finish. Like I still, when I press my lips together, I can feel a little bit of moisture there, but it really does kind of adhere to my lips, so I can see why they would call this a lip primer. I like just wearing it on its own. I think the color is, like, I like the color on myself, and I don't mind just wearing this as a standalone lip product either. I will say, if you do want to wear this as a lip primer under like a lipstick, because the tint of this is so strong, it will kind of mix with whatever you're putting on top of it. So like if you're pairing this with like a berry lipstick, for example, a little bit of that beige is going to mix in there and just kind of alter the color a little bit. So just keep that in mind. I think it would be cool if they came out with some other shades of this, but I also think it works totally fine just by itself. And even though it's not water resistant, it has some really impressive staying power. Like it really does stick around on my lips for a long time. I think that this would be amazing for some people, but maybe not so much for others. I think it really all comes down to whether you like the shade of this. And number 3, so the top 3 are really my top 3 favorites. These are kind of interchangeable to me. It was almost hard to even rank them because I just like them all so much. But at number 3, we have the InnBeauty Project Sun Balm SPF 30. This is my first product I've ever tried from InnBeauty Project. I've heard so many good things about the brand, so I was really excited to finally try something from them, and I was not disappointed. So this comes in 3 shades. I chose the shade Latte, which is like the nude light brown color, and this is actually what I've been wearing on my lips throughout this entire video. I love this. I love this. I think this is phenomenal. It is another mineral sunscreen, so again, there's no taste. It has a really subtle vanilla sort of scent to it, at least this shade does. I don't know if the other shades have different scents, but this one retails for $24, but it actually comes with the most product of any of these. It comes with 0.6 ounces. This is a huge tube, so even though it's kind of pricey, you definitely get a lot of bang for your buck with this. And actually the price per ounce of this is really comparable to some of the drugstore options today. So anyway, this really just feels like a tinted lip gloss to me. It has a pretty opaque color payoff, like you can see in the swatch there. It really does have a lot of pigment to it, but once it's on your lips and blended out, it's pretty translucent. It does have a pretty thick texture, which I don't necessarily mind, especially when it comes to an SPF lip balm, because it really does feel like it stays on my lips for a long period of time. It doesn't feel like it's just going to sink in to my lips in 10 minutes, you know, like it really does hang around and leave a nice thick protective layer on my lips. But even though it is kind of a thick gloss, I don't find it annoyingly sticky, and it definitely isn't stringy. Like sometimes lip glosses will get like strings between your lips when you open and close your mouth. This doesn't do that at all. And in general, it is just a really enjoyable product to wear. I feel like this is interchangeable with any of my other favorite tinted lip balms and lip glosses that I own. It really doesn't feel like a sunscreen, and I would never guess that there was sunscreen in this. In second place, this might actually be the most impressive one of the lineup today, because this is the only chemical lip sunscreen I've tried that doesn't have a chemical sunscreen taste, and this is one that came highly requested for me to review. It's the Jack Black Intense Therapy Lip Balm with SPF 25. This comes in actually 8 different flavors. At least on their website they have 8 options. On Ulta they have, I think, 5 options. I decided to go with just the most plain one, which is the shea butter and vitamin E, and this one also just kind of smells like vanilla, which I love. So in addition to the sunscreen filters, under active ingredients they also list petrolatum 40.2%. So this really just feels like a super protective, nourishing lip balm. Again, like I said, there is zero sunscreen smell or taste to this. I don't know how they did it. It might be because the SPF is a little bit lower than some of these others. It's only SPF 25, which normally I try to go for SPF 30 or higher, but my understanding is that the difference between SPF 25 and SPF 30 is really negligible. So I feel perfectly safe wearing this on an everyday basis. Maybe if I'm not going to be like at the beach all day, maybe then I would go for something with a higher SPF. But also if I'm out in the sun, I'm almost always wearing like a sun hat or something too. So I feel totally fine wearing this. And again, this really feels just like a really nourishing lip balm. It doesn't have a ton of shine, there is no color to this, so this would also be a great option. I think Jack Black, the brand, is really like targeted towards men, but if you don't wear makeup or if you know somebody in your life who doesn't wear a lot of makeup, this would be a great option because it just feels like a regular lip balm. I think this is probably the one I'm going to give to Nathan because a lot of these other ones are kind of more like tinted or, you know, come in a color or they're really glossy, and he usually just goes for like basic lip balms like this, so I'm gonna give it to him, but I probably will steal it from him from time to time because I love it too. All right, we've made it to my number one favorite, and this one is only $7, so another one of the most affordable, at least up front. If you calculate the cost per ounce, it's actually less affordable even than the InnBeauty Project, so just throwing that out there. But this is the e.l.f. Sun Boss Gloss SPF 25. This comes in 5 shades. I chose the shade Blush Much, which is just a really pretty, soft, neutral pink color. It's the kind of color that really goes with anything. I love the texture of this gloss. It really just feels like any other lip gloss. It kind of has just like a jelly sort of texture to it, and I love that the tint of it is kind of translucent. It's just so beautiful, just so beautiful. The kind of thing I will wear every day with any makeup look because it just goes with everything. I guess I like that I have, of my favorites, I have a more brown nude color and a more pink nude, so I really have something for any look. And of course, because this one is mineral as well, there is no bad taste. It just has like a really subtle coconut scent. Part of the reason why I put this in my number one spot is because I actually am partial to a doe foot applicator rather than a squeeze tube. I just find them easier to apply. Sometimes squeeze tubes, like you squeeze out too much at one time and then they just get kind of messy. I just don't love applying things with a squeeze tube, but I don't mind it either. Like I'm happy to use the Nudestix, the InnBeauty Project, the Jack Black, all of those are fine, but I just kind of prefer a doe foot applicator for some reason. Even aside from this being a sunscreen, I am just happy to wear this anytime because it is such a comfortable gloss. It's not super sticky. Again, it's not stringy, it's not gloopy. Just a really nice lip gloss formula. So I'm so happy that e.l.f. now has an SPF lip balm. I hope they never discontinue this because this is one of my favorite e.l.f. products that I've tried now. I think they nailed it. I would highly recommend any of those top 4, honestly. These are so good. I had a hard time even deciding how to rank really the top 3, but especially the e.l.f. and the Jack Black because they're both so amazing. And really the Jack Black, I cannot believe that this is a chemical sunscreen. Previously, I was losing all hope for chemical lip sunscreens because most of them, as we saw, taste terrible, but I'm so happy to have found one that doesn't. So I hope that from this video, you'll all be able to find a lip sunscreen that you will be happy to wear every day. I definitely have a nice little rotation of options now that I'm so happy with. So let me know if there are any lip sunscreens I didn't try in this video that you think I should try next, especially if you have any water resistant options. And also if there are any that you think we should all stay away from, please also let us know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me today. If you liked this video, I have lots of other face sunscreen videos that I've done on my channel where I test and rank a bunch of face sunscreen. So I'll link my entire sunscreen showdown playlist down below if you are interested in more content like this. Also make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you. I love doing these kinds of videos because honestly they help me too. Like I was seriously in need of a good lip sunscreen and now I'm so happy to have found some. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day and I'll talk to you very soon in my next video. Bye!